Hey guys, what is going on? It is a beautiful day. A Nintendo Direct has just been announced. I am very, very excited. They are announcing, so they're, on the announcement itself, it said 35 minutes of upcoming Nintendo Switch and 3DS titles. So you know what that means. It's time to do a predictions discussion. So I am joined by my good friend, SilverTom93.
Hello, how's it going?
Good. It's nothing but good over here. We got a Nintendo Direct to talk about. So, thought it'd be good to have someone else to, discuss, get a different point of view, see if there's anything that maybe I missed in my notes. So, I think we got to start off with the big one, Nintendo's Golden Goose. What everyone's been talking about this year, Smash. Do we think that there's going to be anything Smash related?
I think there's probably going to be something at the end of the Direct, like a secret trailer, well not a secret trailer, but a trailer at the end that's saved for like the last surprise, similar to either how they revealed Cloud back in, was it 2016 or something?
2015.
2015, blimey, that's a while ago. That has gone really quickly.
Yeah, really though.
Or like maybe how they announced Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with the Inklings trailer. They saved that right at the end.
It seems like Smash Brothers is a good thing. They always leave it for last. I mean, even with the Smash Direct that we just got a couple weeks ago, it was like, all right, that's all for today. And then all of a sudden, the King K. Rool trailer happened. So
yeah, I initially thought, when the camera shook near the end of the Direct, I thought that was like an error in the recording or something where the camera just shook like by accident. And I thought, no, wait, this is Nintendo. They wouldn't allow that to happen. They'd have to retake the shot or something. Because I was at university at the time that Direct was happening. So we were all sat around the table watching that Direct. And like someone pointed out, like, no, the camera's shaking multiple times. That's got to be someone coming. And yeah, King K. Rool.
God, I was so happy. I don't know if you saw my reaction or not, but King
K.
Rool,
I saw that.
He's been my #1 character that I've always wanted, and yeah, I cried. But
I mean, that would be my reaction if Sora from Kingdom Hearts got in.
Oh God, that would be a big one. Yeah.
I would panic. I would scream, and I'd be like one of the happiest days of the year if it gets announced, or when, I don't know.
So, I guess getting back to the prediction piece, I think we are going to get something Smash-related. I don't think we're going to get a big blowout like we have with the past Directs, but I mean, there's got to be something. That's what everyone's going to be wanting in a Nintendo Direct. I think we're going to get a character, and I think we're going to get nothing more than that. And I actually have an idea for a specific character. I think we're getting Geno.
Ooh, okay.
I think it's time. I mean, Sakurai has been going all in with the fan service with this game. He's using ballot votes, he's using long-time requests, and I think Geno is right up there. Nintendo and Square have a great relationship now, and Geno's kind of like, he's kind of a Mario character, he's kind of not, but there's also the fact that Geno was the only Mii Fighter costume to get a splash screen in Smash Wii U. I think it's time.
That was the weirdest thing in that Smash Brothers Direct, like the final one where Corin and Bayonetta were announced. They had a splash screen for Geno. So it was like the closest thing to him being a playable fighter, but it's just a Mii costume. But they had Mii costumes for Chrom and King K. Rool.
Yeah.
And now they're fighters. So yeah, I can definitely understand that like Geno would probably be next.
And I'm just saying, for the record, Internet, I predicted Ridley at E3 and that came true. And I predicted Simon Belmont and King K. Rool for the last Direct, even though there were some leaks there. But I still said they were coming true, and they did. So I mean, hey, I got a pretty good track record. So.
Meanwhile, whenever I try to make a bingo card, like a predictions card, I have never got a full connection on there, like a full line. Like if I do it 3x3, like a 3x3 card or a 5x5, I've never gotten a full line on a predictions bingo card.
Nintendo always just it's never what you expect. You can predict some things, but there's always surprises.
Yeah. As for if they announce a new Echo fighter, like maybe they don't reveal an entirely new fighter, and it's just kind of a bit more of a if it's a smaller announcement and it's just an Echo fighter or a new stage, new mode, I think Shadow the Hedgehog could probably make it in.
I think he's a very likely Echo fighter. I agree.
It's just that they shouldn't really make him too similar to Sonic. I think they should get some of Sonic's moveset, but like combine it with, you know how Mewtwo has a teleport from his up B. They could incorporate that with Shadow instead of having like the same spring attack that Sonic has.
I was going to say give him a machine gun, but okay.
Yeah, that could be possible, to be fair, but then that would probably up the age rating quite a lot.
He also wouldn't be an Echo fighter anymore, but yeah.
Yeah, that would just make it too different. And plus, there's already gun items in Smash. That will do.
That'll get the fan fiction enough fuel.
Yeah,
no, I think Shadow is a very likely Echo fighter. Whether he's announced tomorrow or at some other point, I don't know, but I agree. He's very, very likely.
And it's also the fact that he's not an assist trophy.
Exactly.
It's Knuckles now, so Shadow's gone missing.
Hey, I would certainly welcome it. And Sonic's been there since Brawl. I mean, I think it's time for him to get another rep. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next prediction. What do you got?
So most likely we're probably going to see that Yoshi game or Yoshi game on the Switch.
I agree.
Because I don't, as far as I know, there's nothing being said about that game since E3 last year.
Correct.
So it's been how many months?
Like 14 or 15.
14 months. Yeah, 14 months and nothing about Yoshi.
I think Bill Trinan made a comment on the Treehouse, or somewhere. I think it was during E3, but he said, yep, that game it's coming along, and I think, I could be wrong about this, but I think he said we'll have more to talk about on that later this year. So I do expect to see Yoshi, whether it's going to be the same as when it was at E3 2017, or it's going to be like Woolly World where it looks completely different. Who really knows, but I think we are going to see that.
Or at least some sort of like title of the game, like they announced the title, or just some screenshots, art, something. Just some sort of announcement.
Something, yeah.
Yeah. What else? I think like they need to show some sort of pivotal mechanic of the game, because they had like the mechanic at E3 where like you could switch the level back and forth or something like that. Like
you could do like
rotate the camera or something.
Flippy dippy or whatever.
Yeah. They just need to show like essentially a few more stuff you can do with that mechanic, or even new mechanics. Because it's there was also that you could throw things into the background and they'd be like,
oh right, yeah,
there was like physics and like a physics engine going along in the background. So if you threw something, then things would fall over. And
I want them to like take the Yoshi formula a little further, because I never played Yoshi's New Island, but I heard it was just retreading old ground. And then Woolly World, well, I really liked that game a lot. It still played it pretty safe. Like the mechanics they made sense in the context of a yarn world, but they didn't really like do anything crazy with the Yoshi formula. And Yoshi's Island, for the record, the original Yoshi's Island is one of my favorite games of all time, so I really have high expectations for a new Yoshi game. And the E3 footage looked cool, but it didn't look like anything particularly mind-blowing, so I want to see what they can really do. And I agree, I think it's time to see it. I think it's very likely, and I'm excited to see what they can do.
It's also a little bit like, you know, when Super Mario Odyssey was first announced, and like the cap throwing mechanic wasn't really shown at all.
Yeah, they completely hid the capture mechanic. Yeah.
Yeah. So at first they just showed it as like a very regular sort of 3D sandbox Mario game, which we were really happy about. But they didn't overcomplicate the trailer with the capture mechanic until E3 that year. So there's a possibility that the Yoshi game's done the same thing, where like they've just shown the game off so far, 2.5D camera switching mechanic, but there's probably going to be something more, like a selling point of the game.
There's got to be. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, moving on, this one might be a bit of a surprising prediction, but let me explain myself. So, I think we are going to get new content for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So we already see that Labo is compatible. We can use the motorbike controller as well as the vehicle kit. Is compatible with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But Nintendo has also mentioned, I think it was actually Kimishima specifically, mentioned, it was a couple months ago now, that there is more surprises on the way for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Don't write it off just yet. So I think this would be a perfect time to announce new Mario Kart 8 Deluxe content, especially since the Nintendo Switch Online, which, whatever it is, because we really don't know anything about it, but that's coming out this month, so give us even more reasons to subscribe to this service. So, yeah, I think we're getting new content. I would surmise new tracks. I think that would be awesome. Maybe get some Splatoon stuff in there, maybe some other Nintendo content, but yeah, I think it's time.
What if they... this was just a thought that just came into my head. What if they try and... They've done Mario Kart and Splatoon. What if they try to do Mario Kart and ARMS?
Yeah, I mean, get it in there, right?
Like an ARMS track, and like... I don't know how that could work, really.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe just Springman as a racer or something.
I mean... I hate to say this, but any marketing that ARMS can get, I think it kind of needs it at this point. So,
yeah.
I mean, I would welcome it. I liked ARMS; it was fine. But yeah, I don't know. I'd be down with any Mario Kart 8 Deluxe content, though. Honestly,
either that, or like, there's probably going to be some new tracks if there was going to be some more Mario Kart content. Because I think the most recent thing was the Breath of the Wild link.
Correct, yeah.
Switch you can have. But if there's like a massive amount of new content for the game, it's probably going to be either new tracks or what I would like to see is a track editor.
Oh, yeah.
And this is what the Nintendo Labo creation, the variety kit had.
Yeah, the motorbike,
you could literally just like pave a track in the air in any direction. And yeah, I've mentioned this for like a few discussions in the past. It's like Little Big Planet karting, where you can just pave a track and sort of form the track like as you go along and then join it up.
I think you could even like scan in an object and then make a track with that object. Like you could like scan your like literally scan your phone and then it's like a rectangle. Like so that'd be kind of cool. Like if Mario Kart got that, because Mario Kart is a lot more elaborate than Labo. So yeah.
And that would just improve the replayability of Mario Kart 8, because it is technically still the Wii U game, but just with the DLC and a few changes.
Yeah.
So they need to add like something massively new. Oh yeah, there's the balloon battle mode as well.
Yeah, but I don't think the battle mode, like, it was cool, but I don't think it was like... I still play Mario Kart for the racing, honestly. So yeah, and new racetracks would be hype. Yeah,
new racetracks. There could be a new Donk City stage, like
there's gotta be
Donk City track. And you have like a sort of Jump Up Superstar remix playing as you drive.
Oh, see, now that's gotta happen.
And Pauline as a racer.
See, I've been wanting Pauline. She wasn't in Mario Tennis Aces. She wasn't in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Although to be fair, that came out before Mario Odyssey. But they got Breath of the Wild Link in there, so yeah, get Pauline in there. I'd be so happy with that.
Or Cappy as a racer as well.
Oh man.
Well, that'd be kind of hard. It would be like a King Boo situation where it's just Cappy like floating in a cart.
He would almost have to be in his like ghost form.
Yeah, or he could possess the cart and his eyes are on the seat. That's genius.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Oh, yeah, that's gotta happen.
I'm gonna put this on my bingo card right now. Because I genuinely think this could happen now.
No, I think it could too. That's one of those like weird, wacky Nintendo announcements, like the Chain Chomp in Mario Tennis. Like that's great. Oh man. Alright, what's your next prediction?
Alright, so this is a bit of a stretch, and it probably won't happen, but if it does, then it will be kind of like, yeah, we expected this. Basically, Final Fantasy 15.
Oh man.
There was the Pocket Edition. There was like a mobile edition which had simplified graphics and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
The Pocket Edition was seen on the PlayStation Store, but then was removed.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And like it was, I read it earlier today, and it was very cryptic. So what I think Square Enix are going to do, they're going to put the Pocket Edition on all the other consoles, but they're going to introduce Final Fantasy 15 on the Switch. And it might not even be the Pocket Edition, it could actually be the actual game with the actual detailed graphics. Because Final Fantasy 15 is on Switch, not on Switch, it's on PC. It might be coming to Switch. It's Final Fantasy 15 is on PC, and on PC you've got adjustable graphics. And someone had the same specs in their PC as what the Nintendo Switch has, and that could run Final Fantasy 15.
Okay.
So it's a very slightly likely possibility, but I think it could be interesting.
I could see it happening. I wrote here third-party ports coming to Switch, and I didn't really know what to put in there. But yeah, no, I could definitely see that. Again, Nintendo and Square have been, pretty cozy lately. With Octopath being a huge success. So I could definitely see that happening. Yeah, I agree with you. I could see that happening.
As for what they could actually add to the game, or like things they might have to remove for storage limitations or things like that, I'm not really too sure, because I think the PlayStation 4 game is like 30 gigabytes or 40 gigabytes or something.
God.
So they're going to have to water a lot of things down to fit that onto the Switch.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the basic things, like they're probably going to simplify the textures, simplify world geometry, just special effects, things like that.
Yeah.
But there's also like a lot of DLC content that probably won't make it into the Switch version. But the Switch is portable, so...
I was going to say, I actually don't know about that DLC thing, because Diablo is coming with all the DLC. As far as I know, I think Dark Souls is coming with its DLC, if it had DLC.
Yeah.
I think I remember reading about that, so I could see that happening with getting its DLC in there.
Yeah. I think if Final Fantasy 15 did make it to the Switch, I probably wouldn't buy it again. But it would be a cool way to... I think it would just be cool to have Final Fantasy 15 on the go, but it can also introduce Nintendo players to Final Fantasy 15 if they haven't got a PS4 or something.
There's clearly a lot of JRPG fans on the Switch, with, again, Octopath selling absolutely bananas. So it would definitely be a good game for the Switch. Every game's a good game for the Switch, but it would definitely be a good one to get in there.
And they could also announce that and then follow it up with Noctis in Super Smash Bros.
Oh, man.
That would be a surprise. We've got Cloud and Noctis as well.
So again, I'm not a huge fan. I haven't played Final Fantasy 15. I've only played a few games. But would he be an Echo Fighter, or is he too different from Cloud?
I don't really know. Like he's got like a sort of teleportation dash ability, which would make him different to Cloud.
Okay.
But he can like switch weapons at will. So he can have like his normal sword attack, he can have a heavy sword, a spear. I haven't played Final Fantasy in ages. I think he has like a gun attack as well, like little dual pistons sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So he could be an Echo Fighter of Cloud if that was just an option that Nintendo go with. But he could end up being an entirely unique character.
Okay. Well, that would be cool. I'm pretty open to most characters. There's no character that I'd be like, oh my god, no, this game's the worst now. Like I'm open. There's characters I want more than others, but yeah, I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
All right. So my next prediction. I'm gonna lump two of these predictions together because they're both, I think, kind of obvious ones. Luigi's Mansion 3DS is coming out soon, so I think we're gonna see a little thing on that. Just hey, just a reminder, the 3DS is still alive, and this is a game coming to it. And I also think that we're going to see Travis Strikes Again, maybe something new for that, because that it's kind of funny. I don't know if you saw this or not, but Suda51 just recently said, yeah, we're delaying it to January because it's coming out in December, and if it comes out during Smash, that's bad. So we're going to, like, he literally said, yeah, we're delaying it to January. So I think we're going to see a little bit on both of those, because I think those are two big titles, but albeit maybe niche titles. So I think we'll see a little bit on those. Nothing too crazy though.
I'm very worried for my wallet this Christmas because there's Smash Bros. Ultimate coming out. There's Pokemon Let's Go. And there's Dreams on PS4, which is not Nintendo related at all, but it's like Little Big Planet but 3D. There's also there's Tetris Effect as well, which I don't think is going to come to Switch, but it would be really cool. Tetris Effect is like really psychedelic 3D kind of Tetris.
Is it kind of like, this is a bit of an older one, but is it kind of like Geometry Wars, where it's got all the crazy colors on the screen?
Pretty much, yeah. It's like Tetris with Unreal Engine particles and range. It's like the weirdest Tetris game ever. And so far, it's been announced for, I think, PlayStation 4 and PC, but not Switch. But yeah, my wallet is gonna be like I'm gonna have hardly any money left after Smash Bros. And Pokemon and Dreams.
I was gonna say, I've got all my pre-orders in. Like I pre-ordered Mega Man 11, which I'm very hyped for. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, and I got the Pokeball thing with it. I pre-ordered Smash and one of the GameCube controllers, and I'm probably going to be picking up the, definitely the King K. Rool amiibo, probably the other new ones as well. So yeah, I feel you on the wallet situation.
And then, there's Kingdom Hearts 3 next January as well.
Oh god, yeah, that's a big one for you, for sure.
I'm just going to be... I will not be social for like a month with Kingdom Hearts 3. I'll just be in my room. Just playing that until I completed it. Probably not. But
alright, what's another prediction for you?
So going back to the topic of the games that I just talked about in that list that are coming out this year, we're probably going to see just a little bit more on Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee.
I agree, yeah.
I'm not really too sure what new things they could show, maybe like some new battles or gym fights or things like that.
I think that we might see... so I don't think we're going to get anything too crazy, because Pokemon usually likes to do their own thing. If they want to blow something, they'll do their own direct. But they've definitely been in other directs before, and I think if we'll see anything, it'll probably be a new city and like a new gym to go along that, because we've only seen... the only 3 gym leaders that we've seen are Brock, Misty, and Lieutenant Surge. So I think it would be, logical to see Celadon City and see Erica and see her gym. So I think that would be a cool thing to show off, because you can't really show off new Pokemon because it's Gen 1. Although, we do know that there is one new Pokemon that's going to be in this game, so...
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that.
Oh, yeah, in one of the... Maybe it was the reveal trailer, but it said a mysterious new Pokemon will be in this game, so... So I don't know if that we get to see that yet. I feel like that would be closer to the game's release, or maybe they just... preferably even just leave it a secret, so... But they'll show that off because it's it's good to market, but yeah.
And Pokemon can also link in with Smash Brothers as well. They could announce a new Pokemon character in Smash Brothers. I'm hoping for Decidueye, but
yeah, I think we are going to get a new Pokemon at some point. But it seems like Incineroar is the more popular one in Japan. But I agree with you, Decidueye he'd be my preferred pick, and I think he'd be a little more unique.
Because I think Decidueye would just end up feeling a little bit like Captain Falcon, but with fire.
Yeah.
So, whereas with Decidueye, you've got leaf attacks, but he can fly and he can use a bow and arrow.
And he's a ghost, so...
Yeah, so it would be like Pit, but with leaf attacks and like sort of ghost-related moves, maybe a teleport, like... I think what Greninja has.
Yeah, with his Shadow Sneak. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think they might hint a little bit more in terms of Pokemon Let's Go. They might hint a little bit more towards that entirely new Pokemon. just to give like maybe a shadow outline or something.
Oh yeah, that would be a good thing to do.
Yeah, and that's a bit like the Who's That Pokemon kind of thing, where they have like a silhouette.
Well, hey, this is supposed to be the original, so.
Yeah, could link in with that.
Yep, I agree. I think we'll see something on Let's Go. As for a Smash character, I don't think that'll happen this direct. But I do think, I mean, a new Pokemon character. It's a new Smash game, so there's got to be a new Pokemon. I'm not feeling it right now. So my next prediction, I think we're going to see a little more on Fire Emblem 3 Castles. I know, is that even what it's called?
I'm not too sure. I wrote down on my predictions bingo card, Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
3 Houses, that's what it is. Yes, 3 Houses. Thank you.
I don't really like the name.
I know neither of us are big Fire Emblem guys, so we probably won't stay on this too long. But yeah, it's a weird name. I don't really know what it means because we don't even know that much about the game. But yeah, it's Fire Emblem. It's coming out next year, so we'll see something on it.
I think in terms of the title 3 Houses probably means like, you know, like in Harry Potter, they've got the 4 houses like Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Slytherin, Ravenclaw. It's probably something like that where you pick a team in the game or something. I don't know. I don't know much about Fire Emblem other than all the characters in Smash.
Yeah.
And like Marth and Lucina are similar. I played the Fire Emblem Awakening demo on 3DS when that came out, and it was alright. It was not really my type of game, but it was fun.
Yeah.
But it just didn't seem like something I would buy.
Nah, strategy games aren't really my thing, so I guess we can move on from that. So what do you got next?
So this is a pretty big one, which I've seen quite a lot around the internet. This is going into the what I hope, and a lot of people probably agree as well. Animal Crossing.
Oh baby, you went there.
Switch. So they've been really silent on Animal Crossing, other than the Pocket Camp, the mobile app thing, which I think that's just really died out now. Like, I don't hear anything about that or see anyone playing it. I had a friend in high school who was obsessed with Animal Crossing, and she had the app as well. And I haven't even, like, she doesn't even talk about it anymore. I think I asked a few weeks ago if she still has it, and she said she deleted it. Which is weird. So Nintendo has been really silent on Animal Crossing and just not doing much.
So I had this in my list too. Not only as a hope, but I actually think it's going to happen. They need to start talking about 2019 because we know Fire Emblem is coming out next year, and we know that Pokemon is coming out next year. Gen 8 is coming out next year. We know that. But other than that, like, we don't know if Metroid Prime 4 is happening next year, which, by the way, I don't think we're going to see anything on Metroid Prime 4 in this direct. But Animal Crossing, I think, would be a great, like, March, April title. I really think that it's going to happen, and Nintendo knows. They know that, like, Reggie's even said, we know that fans are talking about Animal Crossing. I think it's getting announced, because I think they need to announce at least one new game in this direct, and maybe that would be a nice, like, if Smash is going to be the end, I think that would be a great thing to lead off with. Or if Smash is the beginning, finish it off with Animal Crossing, one or the other. No, I think that is... And it's weird, because I actually think that's more likely than Pikmin 4, which has allegedly been complete since 2015. But I don't know what the deal is there. I think Animal Crossing is going to happen.
Yeah, and it's really cool as well. Like, I hope that it's not a spin-off. Like,
it can't be, man. It can't be.
Like, Happy Home Designer was apparently alright. I haven't seen much of that, but I really hope it isn't just a slapped together board game like that forbidden mess that we don't talk about on the Wii U. And like, I hope that it's not just some, like, an app for the Switch, like Animal Crossing Plaza or something like that. And I think there's a lot of really cool ideas that Nintendo can do with Animal Crossing. Like, each Animal Crossing game has a theme to it. So, like, there's the first Animal Crossing, then there was Wild World, then there was the city one, which has, like, a different name in America to Europe. Mm-hmm. It's like City Folk over there, and then Let's Go to the City here.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. And then we had Animal Crossing New Leaf, which was like, that was you become the mayor or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not really too sure what they could do on a Switch edition.
New Leaf came out in 2012. Like, it's time for a new mainline Animal Crossing. Nintendo knows. The fans are nuking Nintendo's Twitters about it, so I think it's going to happen, and I think it's going to be an early 2019 title, like, again, March, April, something like that.
They could probably do, like, Animal Crossing, but in the mountains, like a mountain adventure or something.
Oh, give me Canadian Animal Crossing with mountains and snow.
I'm just trying to think, like, they've done more wild, they've done wild in the Wild World, and then city-themed, and then town and things like that. They could do like mountain villages, where you get a lot of height and verticality and things like that.
Yeah, because Animal Crossing has always been kind of about like the flatness of it, like because it's got that scrolling camera to it. And
Animal Crossing's just always really, really flat. And yeah, I'm only thinking of mountains because I've been playing Breath of the Wild earlier.
Oh.
Climbing mountains and that, and I think this would be really cool in an Animal Crossing game. Like, the entire map is on like one giant mountain, and like you walk up and down the mountain. I don't know. I just think that would be really cool. Like, Animal Crossing Mountaineer something.
Right on.
Just a mountain game.
Alright, so my next prediction, I mentioned earlier that I don't think we're going to see anything on Metroid Prime 4. I still think that's way off. But I do think that the Metroid Prime trilogy is going to be announced for the Switch, and I think it's coming out this year.
I hope so, because I haven't played Metroid Prime trilogy.
Neither have I. I need to do it.
I feel like if I am going to get Metroid Prime 4, whenever that comes out, I really want to make sure that I play the trilogy beforehand.
I agree. For sure I need to.
Because they're really well acclaimed games. Like, they did really, really well. Like in terms of their review scores and how well they hold up and things like that.
Oh yeah, no, they're revered for some of the best games of all time, especially the first one. And Nintendo has even said, I think they said, sometime in the summer that there's still some surprises for our 2018 lineup. So I think this would be a really, really big title, even though it's a port. This is a big one, because Metroid Prime 3 came out in 2007. So there are definitely Metroid fans in the world now. I don't know how many, but there are Metroid fans that were not around or not old enough for when that came out. So definitely get it on the Switch. I think that'd be a big title.
And I think if they can either go with the trilogy collection, which is essentially just all 3 GameCube games, or like Wii. I think they had all. Did they have all of them on Wii?
Yep.
Or yeah, okay. The trilogy was on the Wii, and it was a trilogy of GameCube games.
Metroid Prime 3 is an original Wii title.
Oh, okay, yeah. But as well as those GameCube games, they should probably link that with the online service, which is coming out this month, because I think the NES games on their own are just a little bit underwhelming. Like,
oh, they're totally underwhelming. I mean, like I don't need to download Super Mario Brothers for the however many time. Like,
it's cool that you can play them online, but like, I'd much rather do that with like a Super Nintendo game or like Super Mario 64 with online multiplayer.
Man, online GoldenEye, that would be huge.
Yeah. Or I just really want to see the debut of GameCube games being playable as like classic titles, because they haven't made GameCube games available on the Wii U or anything like that. And they've also, Nintendo have recently closed down those emulation sites. So there's pretty. As
much as I want that to be the truth, I don't think it's happening.
Yeah,
and furthermore, I don't think we're going to see anything on the Nintendo Online in this Direct.
They could probably just clarify a few things, but it's I don't. Yeah, I think in terms of likeliness, they're probably just going to say there's NES games. There you go, and then we'll find out about other consoles on a later date, like Super Nintendo or N64.
Yeah, no, I think, as much as I hate to admit it, I think what we know right now is all we're gonna know when it comes out, and then as the service, grows, I think we'll learn a little more here and there. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what's your next prediction?
So a good one that we haven't actually mentioned so far is ports of Zelda games in HD, which were either originally on the 3DS or on the Wii U, or a Skyward Sword HD remaster.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a lot of people that like Skyward Sword, either for the story or the unique sort of motion controls that it had.
I think it gets too much hate. I like it a lot. I think it gets a lot of hate.
Yeah.
It has its problems, but I would love to see it remade.
And there's that, or they could get like a sort of duo bundle of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, because they could get they could basically get the N64 game but with the 3DS graphics, because then it can be on one screen, and then Wind Waker HD can work really well on the Switch. As well as Twilight Princess as well.
I think the Zelda games are going to come to the Switch at some point. The HD remakes, that is. For some reason, I'm not feeling it this year, but I could see that as a great, middle of the year 2019 title. But Skyward Sword especially, because that's the only one that's the only 3D Zelda that hasn't been remade. I think so. Yeah, it's the only one that hasn't been remade in some form or fashion. And I actually recently replayed Skyward Sword, a couple months ago, and I think that game holds up really, really well. Again, it does have its fair share of problems that would needed to be addressed. Some of the pacing, some of the whenever you collect an item, it always goes to the menu, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But no, I think Skyward Sword would be a great thing to get on the Switch.
And I think the art style of the game would look amazing in HD.
Oh yeah.
At the moment, we've only officially seen that game on the Wii, which is it's like 480p or something.
Yeah, it's got this really cool watercolor to it. So
yeah, and the Wii especially, because I still have my Wii plugged in my bedroom now.
Oh wow.
And we used to have it downstairs, but we've got the Wii U downstairs still. The Wii U gamepad has just been gathering dust.
Oh god, mine's disgusting.
Yeah, but basically I've got the Wii in my bedroom, and I've got it plugged into a TV, which is kind of small-ish. It's just nearly the same size as my monitor. But even when I play Wii games on that, it's still really blurry and it's just really fuzzy, and
yeah,
I just don't think it does Skyward Sword's graphics that much justice. So I think if it came on the Switch, then we could finally see it in HD.
Yeah, it's a really cool art style that definitely deserves a little more love. So yeah. So I have one more prediction, and it's for something that I don't think is going to happen. But there was a rumor a couple months ago about Retro Studios' new game being Star Fox Grand Prix, being, I guess, sort of like a mix between Diddy Kong Racing and Star Fox's R-Wing, the usual flying stuff. I don't really know. The details were a little vague. I don't think we're going to see anything on it.
And I guess it will be a little bit like an F-Zero game as well, with the futuristic sort of art style and things like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, for the record, I think it's a real game, but I don't think we're going to see anything on it.
Either that, or maybe that rumor was it was before E3, because at E3, Star Fox makes an appearance in Starlink.
Right.
Which is that. Yeah, it was that. It's Ubisoft, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, Ubisoft. So Star Fox is in Starlink now, so there's probably going to be some sort of announcement for Starlink at least.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you. I didn't have that on here, but yeah, I completely agree. Starlink is good, because that comes out in October. So
yeah. So they could just show maybe a little bit more story about that, because I don't think Nintendo's spoken about that on their Nintendo haven't spoken about that game on their own. I think it's only Ubisoft.
I forget if it was Nintendo. I think it was Ubisoft, but they recently announced that Peppy Hare is also going to be in Starlink.
Oh right.
So that would be something to show off.
But yeah, they could just either announce a release date for the Switch version or any more like bonus features that you can get on the Switch version. Because you've got like Fox on the Switch version, but they can probably show like the Fox's ship and how you can customize it or what you can do in the game. But yeah, there's not really much.
Oh my goodness! I can't believe we both missed this. Super Mario Party.
Oh yeah, of course.
It comes out next month. I don't think there's a whole lot left to show on the game. It's probably going to be one of those like last pushes. Like, oh yeah, like they might show off like a new board or like, because I think we even know all the characters now based on that footage we saw a couple days ago from there was some Japanese game show where these guys were playing it and it just showed off every single character. I don't know if that was intended or not. But I think we might see, the last few characters officially, maybe a new board, but yeah, Super Mario Party will definitely appear in some form or fashion.
And I think if it does, I'm going to predict that Pauline is still not playable.
Yeah, I agree.
Mario Party, like Pauline will still not be in it. But yeah, I haven't seen too much of Super Mario Party, but I hope that they support that game long enough and like remember it so that it doesn't just fade out like after it's released.
I hope
if
so
that makes
too.
sense. Like
Mario Tennis has already kind of faded out.
Yeah, Mario Tennis Aces. It's just kind of like the demo was really fun. Then the game came out, and then nothing.
Yeah. No, I only played it for a few days, and then yeah.
But yeah, is Super Mario Party coming out in this month?
October 6th.
Is it October? Okay. So yeah, there's probably going to be something about that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any other predictions?
I have one final prediction, which is a bit of a small one, but it's a bit of a stretch. But I've mentioned this in a few discussions in the past. I think I mentioned it in the E3 one. To make up for the fact that Waluigi isn't in Smash,
oh god,
I hope that he gets his own game. And the idea I had was like a sort of Waluigi Metroidvania kind of game.
Oh my god.
So, right, just bear with me because I've thought this through.
Okay.
So you know how like Mario games are very linear. It's like point A to point B.
Yeah.
And then Wario games I think they have just a little bit more exploration in them and extra gimmicks. A Waluigi game can be like really strange and mysterious, but it can also the genre would be a Metroidvania. So there's lots of backtracking. Weird abilities Waluigi can gain.
Well, Waluigi does have his fair share of weird abilities. I mean, in Mario Hoops 3-on-3, he can like water bend. So,
and it was in Mario Tennis Aces. He could like moonwalk with like a rose or something. Like, what's that based on?
Nothing. As far as I know, nothing.
I think they need to establish Waluigi's style with like an environment. Because they've got an environment that Mario fits in and Luigi. They've got like I'm just thinking in terms of Mario Kart now for some reason. But Wario has Wario's Gold Mine, and Mount Wario as well. Like very grand, like environments and things like that. Waluigi doesn't really have a setting behind him.
He's got Waluigi Stadium and Waluigi Pinball.
Oh yeah, okay. He's got stadiums, but Wario has those as well.
Yeah, exactly. No, give Waluigi some context in the world that he lives in, because he's just Waluigi. That's all we know him as.
I think Pinball can work really well. Like a sort of if they did a Waluigi Metroidvania, and like Waluigi's favorite hobby was playing pinball. And like he went on some sort of pinball quest. That would be brilliant. I mean, I'd buy that.
Oh, I would 110% buy that, and that would be a perfect WTF announcement.
Literally, just to make up for the fact that Waluigi isn't playable in Smash. They need to give him his own game.
Oh my god, I would love that.
Yeah.
Well, I think with that said, I think we're done here.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So, let the people know where they can find you at.
Alright, so my YouTube channel is just SilverTom93, and I do music remixes as well as overall game topic discussions. I've actually been a little bit silent on YouTube recently. I need to get back into it. But I'm also quite active on Twitter. I post just about every day on Twitter, and I post a few behind-the-scenes screenshots of things that I'm working on. Right
on. Well, thank you again for joining me. This was tons of fun. And make sure you guys let us know in the comments what you guys think are what's going to get announced in this Direct. You never really know. So make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you've not already for more on this Direct, I'm sure very, very soon, and other Nintendo goodness. Alright, peace out, guys. Bye.